Alright, we're gonna use the LMG to level up to max level. I'm not gonna prestige any weapons. Took a grind to make all of these max level.
Still figured out a way.
This season 26. The vision has been revealed. The only chance to set this final victory while buying this big.
Search and destroy. Set up security around the objective. Friendly UAV online. Hostile Mosquito is online.
Moving to my mark.
Enemy movement. One minute remaining.
Thank you.
We lost that round. Prepare for the next one. Search and destroy. Keep the enemy off the objective.
Moving.
Hostiles deployed a Mosquito. You've won that round. Get ready for the next one. Switch sides. Search and destroy. 141. Plant a charge on the target and level it. We're planting at Alpha. Right in place. Countdown starting. Our device was disarmed. The round is lost. Focus on the next one.
I don't know how to start kill though.
Search and destroy. detonate the target. You've secured the device.
Moving to my mark. Moving here.
Final minute. We lost that round. Prepare for the next one. Switching sides. Search and destroy. Set up security around the objective.
Okay, so that's fine, but just imagine for a second that what I'm saying is true. There is a God who does exist.
Enemy moving. Moving here.
Round secure. On to the next. Search and destroy. Keep the enemy off the objective. Hostile Mosquito is online. They've planted a Bravo. Only you remain. Finish the
Oh, I was lagging.
round is lost. Focus on the next one.
I was lagging.
Switching sides. Search and destroy. 141. Plant a charge on the target and level it. You've got the bomb.
Moving to my mark.
Don't know how that's not a kill, but whatever.
One minute remaining.
Enemy movement in the AO.
Seconds remain. Mission failed. Return to base.
Honestly, as many of you already know, yeah, I mean, this is the problem of evil. One of the biggest objections to Christianity or religion in general. God can still be all good and all powerful, all knowing and permit evil to happen. Because without certain evils existing, there would be higher goods. Like, for example, if there weren't natural evils like fire or natural disasters, or even the threat of another person like harming you, being in danger, then there would not be the virtue of courage, or the virtue of like compassion.
We didn't have this mystery.
Search and destroy. Secure our objective. Do not let your guard down.
Moving this way.
I don't know how he got in so fast.
One minute remaining. We lost that round. Prepare for the next one. Search and destroy. Set up a perimeter around the objectives. Friendly UAV online. Cancel that!
Flanking here.
Standing by. Final minute. Hostiles in the deck moving.
Too slow this
50 seconds
fucker.
remain. Enemy planted at Alpha.
Where's he at? I don't know how he's not dead from that, but whatever. I don't know how he's not dead for that, but whatever.
Focus on the next one.
Kills me in like one bullet.
Switching sides. Search and destroy. Place the charges on the target and our counter UAV is active. You secured the device.
Moving this way.
UAV is being refueled. RTB at this time.
Flanking here. Sniper spotted.
You've won that round. Get ready for the next one. Search and destroy. Use the charges, blast the target. No mistakes.
Moving this way. Flanking here.
Be advised, UAV is exiting the AO.
We lost that round. Prepare for the next one. Switching sides. Search and destroy. Secure our objectives. Do not let your guard down.
Moving this way. Flanking here. Moving this way.
1 minute remaining. The round is lost. Focus on the next one. Search and destroy. Set up a perimeter around the objective. Do not let them breach it.
Flanking here. Moving this way. Flanking here.
Even though you should be dead, but you know, whatever.
Final minute. Seconds left. Seconds remaining. Route secure. On to the next. Switching sides. Search and destroy. Place the charges on the target and destroy it.
Moving this way. Flanking here.
You've won that round. Get ready for the next one. Search and destroy. Use the charges, blast the target. No mistakes. We lost that round. secure our objective. Do not let your guard down.
Moving this way.
Mission failed. Return to base.
Si la siguiente antes la ciencia del absoluto, todavía no hay nada.
Series of premises followed by a conclusion that support the premises. You argument something that you're just not understanding. New words is not an argument. Common sense, which I know you lack, my friend. I'm just debating. I'm debating how Venus is.
Let me have one moment. We'll get to you. Good vibes. Maybe next.
Yeah, you're not. Oh, sorry. You're not giving me an actual argument. You're just giving me two words and asserting that your conclusion is true.
I think you just have some cognitive dissonance that you need to figure out for yourself.
Wait, Alpha. Can't people have, like, different subjective opinions when it comes to common sense?
I mean, if you want to live your life stupid, sure.
Okay, so what do you use to determine whether somebody is stupid or not?
Well, I mean, my personal definition of stupid would be like the girl with the
I didn't ask you for the definition of stupid. I asked you what do you use to determine whether somebody is stupid or not. If they have cognitive dissonance, that's literally all I determine if you're stupid. No, that's not what you use to determine if someone is stupid or not. That's just telling me that you think somebody has cognitive dissonance. You're just explaining what you think stupid is. You don't need to using what are you, Alpha, using to determine who is stupid. Agreed. Okay.
Search and destroy. Set up a perimeter around the objective. Do not let them reach it.
Flanking here.
That's literally a pickle, my friend. Watermelons do not look like pickles.
Indeed, they do.
Yeah, but it's not. I answered just very good.
No. I'm not talking about somebody's profile picture. I'm talking about just in a general sense. We're determining whether somebody is wrong. Right? And if you were interested, then
1 minute
you
remaining.
said that in some situations you are. So we asked you, what do you think to be what? I said phenotypically all perfect. I really disagree with that because you think murdering children is difficult to do. Think phenotypically perfect. You're saying that you're perfect in some sense, and yeah, phenotypically.
They planted at Bravo.
I don't care. Phenotypically, I always perfect in some senses, and I said yes, I'm phenotypically perfect. That's subjective because my husband thinks that works with me, so those will
The round is lost. Focus on the next one.
You're not phenotypically perfect. You just said
Search and destroy.
based on somebody's subjective
Secure our objectives. Do not let your guard down.
Perfect in this sense. Maybe you, but not to the person who's attracted to something that's not.
Have you heard when I phone my friends and you can go and tell them?
Not from vanity, but from your morals. Is there anything that you could be wrong about?
Moving this way.
So is correct. How do you determine that?
Common sense. Like, what you're not understanding with my
Flanking here.
Yes, my common sense tells me that I'm correct in this situation, and your common sense tells me that
you need to stop trying to gaslight me.
you're gaslighting me.
Final minute.
Do you see how this works?
And you've known her to speak on abortion.
Yes, I do. Actually,
You're not vegan. You're a murderer.
What's the argument for that?
You're a murderer because you murder animals to eat them. You're disgusting.
Yeah, that's not murder.
And now it's about animals.
Enemy bomb at Alpha.
Wait, let's catch you. You can't.
We lost that round.
No, I
Prepare
know.
for the next one.
Animals.
I'm probably
Switching sides.
Virtue. Yeah.
Search and destroy.
have rights until you're out of the room.
Place the
Sorry.
charges on the target and destroy it. Hostile UAV in the area.
You've got rights once you're out of the room.
okay. So if a woman is in labor and the baby's growing, she can use the like shake also ready for the baby.
I don't care. It's not my baby.
Thank you for saying that they are a baby.
Well, because you said it's almost out, right?
Yeah, that they were a fetus. There's like it's like halfway out. Like should just be like up for debate. Like I don't really care what you do. And it's like still like in there like a day before. Like it's more. She's in labor. She's in labor. She's in labor.
The round is lost. Focus on the next one.
Yes, but there's a difference.
Search and destroy. Use the charges. Blast the target. No mistake.
If somebody's filming, if somebody's filming, that's what I use. No, so if you see the top of the baby's head, that's all. So, yes, so you think
Moving this way.
that you guys
Serious hunt.
control of our bodies. I love it. We're trying to have an opinion.
Yeah,
Yes.
Hi, are you also
Hostile mosquito is online.
What's up?
Flanking here.
Yeah. Need to regain
1 minute remaining.
Okay, so I've been
Setting device on Alpha. Stand by. Hostile launched a cruise missile. Countdown started.
Dissonance. What's the definition of cognitive dissonance?
Being irritated. Premises that lead to irrational, immoral conclusions, which yours clearly do.
Cognitive dissonance is happening with your
Conclusions of you discriminating against people with disabilities now. They have disabled. Okay. And so those people that do have cognitive dissonance. Is there
Sure.
Great.
What's the distinction? What's the distinction between the baby and
Solid
the
work.
baby? If
Round
the baby's
secure.
fully
On to
on
the next.
the right to personhood that has rights. Where did this come from?
Switching sides.
Where does what come from?
Personhood and rights.
Search and destroy.
Oh, what was that?
Sorry, that was my
It's a
cat.
perimeter around the objective.
Oh,
Do
okay.
not let
Just
them
hurry
reach
up,
it.
guys. We'll get to you.
Where does personhood and I mean, personhood like basically begins when like you're out of the womb. Yes, it does. I just told you.
No, you said it begins. That's when it begins. That's not telling me where it comes from.
When did you last shit?
Oh, literally 30 minutes ago.
Jess, are you going to answer the question or
Sorry, guys. Question. You asked me a very important question.
are you going to keep dodging? Or are you going to act like
I'm going to answer. Just ask me. Thank you. To answer it. So,
Wait, it
what's your
wasn't question. To be fair.
I'm getting distracted.
Where does personhood come from? Not when it begins.
Experience.
Moving this way.
The baby has subjective. Did you last shit?
Final minute.
Flanking here.
Look, I can guarantee if you were aborted, you wouldn't care. Let's be real.
You just contradicted yourself.
So if your mom aborted you, you'd be like, no, mom, no.
If I was sleeping and somebody killed me in my sleep,
That's not abortion, my friend.
no, would I be able to care?
Enemy
Yeah,
planted at
obviously.
Bravo.
Depends on if you're If you're sleeping, you still have brain activity.
Yeah, but if somebody just I'm taking out like
Wait, they have brain activity. They have it in the room, brain activity.
Yeah, what? Brain activity.
Because sleep is a state of modified consciousness. It's not like a total shutdown. Like the fetus, your brain is still highly active during REM, and you still have subjective experience.
Dude, I don't know that it's happening to me.
If somebody takes me out while I'm sleeping and I don't feel it, I'm not gonna care.
Yeah, you're not gonna care. So what? So it's not wrong.
Search
I
and
mean,
destroy.
I guess it's like, oh, like why would you do that? Like that's mean, but like still, I wouldn't care.
Secure our objective. Do not let your guard down.
For that person who did that.
Well, I mean, if it's justifiable, I don't see that they would need that. Like if I did something to them.
Like if you're living in your house and they just don't want to provide you your room anymore, they can just come in, mix you while you're sleeping.
Well, I would prefer if they didn't do that because I didn't really do anything wrong.
Yeah, same for the baby in the room.
It's not a baby.
They are a baby.
It's a parasite.
You already acknowledged it was a baby.
You fish.
Yeah,
Hold on. I want to take this. You define parasite.
Yeah, sure. So parasite is basically that is basically one living organism that thrives off of its host, that to obtain nutrients.
And you're calling women hosts?
No.
Discriminating against
So,
women.
in the terms of when we have fetuses in our womb, yes, we are hosts.
Yeah, you're
No.
disgusting. You're a misogynist.
Okay, so, like, what do you want me to do about that?
The reason why I'm asking this is because in order to have a parasitic to host relationship, they need to be two specific different species.
That's actually not true.
And it can't shoot back. Biological definition.
What's the skeet right
It
now?
also can't. Parasite can be the same species as its host. It's basically it's called like intraspecific parentism or something like that.
But it also can't give back to the host, and the fetus gives back to the cells. Yes, I just told you it gives back fetal stem cells. It gives back
problem.
It doesn't actually
Moving
take
this way.
anything until the third trimester anyway. So the first two trimesters, it actually takes nutrients from the placenta, which is actually a separate organ created by the sperm from the father. So it doesn't even make anything until the third trimester anyway. But it's constantly getting stem cells from the mother.
Flanking here.
It's within the mother so that she can properly carry
That
the
it's
child.
not okay. It has something to do with the argument.
It means that it's still like
You remain.
can't
Finish
be.
the mission.
Only the fetus is developing from the hose.
Well, wait, a newborn is developing and having to depend on its mother.
It's not living inside of it. It's not living inside of it. That's experience.
The parasite can be outside of the host, right? Like a snake.
It really depends in some circumstances, like how you want to do it.
Bro, is it a parasite?
I mean, if you want to consider it, sure.
It is.
I mean, I just consider it a little bug that bites you and gets you
It's a
like
parasite.
No, it's a tick is a bug that latches onto you and sucks your blood until you remove it. It's like a you issue because I've never heard of it. So the baby latching onto my breast first. I don't want to do this anymore. So I baby formula. I don't want to do that. I still have to use my bodily resources to work to provide that formula. Maybe we're just lazy. We're just lazy and sick. We don't want to go to school to go get sick. It's just like the mother with the baby in the womb. Baby formula. And she's too lazy to not kill her child.
Wait, hold on. You know... Wait a minute. Wait, we can just use F-pies where they're allergic to the formula, then what?
What? What'd you say?
Just, like, F-pies.
Or something. There's many alternatives.
And what if they don't have that?
Cow milk will literally destroy their intestines. That's why you don't give... Yeah, you can't give a baby cow You're in a human being for the same thing, Bingo. Would you rather kill a cat or kill a fetus? Like, that's it. I don't know who you are.
Mission compromised. We failed.
Yeah. Was that you turning on your camera? I'm not sure why you got kicked. Don't turn on your camera. And don't unmute until I address that.
It's just like something, like just do
Which is expected. With Alpha, hold on. Just hold on a minute. You are not answering the bigger question. You so far have demonstrated, which we expect from you, okay? Because you have no God in your existence. You reject him and you suppress this truth and unrighteousness. And you should look to him for truth because your view is rooted in bigotry and discrimination.
Wait, in the comments.
No, do you not watch Parker? He has his own religious denomination. Oh my gosh.
Anywho.
Parker about Parker. I think this explains everything.
Parker has a religious denomination called Christianity, and the god is Jesus, and it's a religious denomination, and he's an idiot.
Alright, anyways, I think in the comments, she's saying that she's responding to a comment, it's not a person. So what's a person?
A person is, like, basically somebody that's, like, recognized by law, having, like, distinct legal existence. You can, like, fallacious. Way off. You can just, like, fallacious Alpha. What? It's just fallacious. It's a logical fallacy. You're appealing to legality. Okay.
He's irrational all over the place.
Yeah, what about
my God told me. I don't know.
Yeah, what about the states where it's like abortion is like restricted so they would have personhood from the law?
I mean, if abortion's restricted in your state, honestly.
Yeah, they would have they would have personhood by your own definition.
And if they do have personhood, just like revoke it or something. I don't know.
Watch the objectives. Set up security.
Yeah.
Well, then personhood is not really relevant to your argument then.
You need to have personhood, but like if I don't consider you to have personhood.
Yeah, they have it by law.
But you don't even know where it comes from. You just say when it begins, but you can't tell us where it comes from. It comes from literally being born.
Wait,
something magic just happens when the baby's born, and now they have personhood. Yes, they have rights now. Person once they exit the womb. Okay, wait. Hold on. So when a woman takes abortion pills and the baby exits her womb and is into the toilet and she flushes, this baby now has personhood, and the woman should be charged with murder because she just flushed her offspring down the toilet. It's not. No, because the offspring is like now dead because it's like drowning in the toilet water. So like you're just flushing something that's dead. So the mother drowned the baby in the toilet. So she should be charged with murder for baby in the toilet. Various reasons. There's a really high percentage when the first abortion pill does not work and the baby is born alive, and that's why the people at the clinic tell mothers not to look in the toilet because they can see the heart beating. Dude, and they tell them to just flush. You realize that we kill people all the time by your definition because you're bringing it in. Do you think like I'm plugging a plug? Do you think I'm plugging? Do you think I'm plugging a plug?
Defend the objectives.
Do you think pulling the plug on a brain dead patient is murder? Framework. Do you think pulling the plug on a brain dead patient?
Your framework, they now have personhood because they've been born.
Well, they're dead.
So
They're dead.
no, they're still alive in the toilet.
Are you gonna like let her speak? I doubt it's alive if it's in the toilet, my friend.
Aquarius or
He's
whatever
got a
his name
minute
is.
left.
It's like I flushed my dead fish down the toilet. I flushed my dead fish down the toilet.
Yeah, a fish and a human being are two completely different things. You don't care about fish? No.
Yeah.
Area's hot.
So here we are, folks, where Alpha Omega believes that fish and fetus are the
The
same
same moral
things.
value. Yes, I do.
The most vulnerable and weakest in our population can be flushed down like human waste. They can be murdered at any stage of development.
Indeed.
She has remained logically
1 minute
consistent
remaining.
in the
Yes, I have.
She's just like a slave owner.
Or her definition,
Based off of
or
descriptions of human beings.
or
So
def-
repent.
She would have black people back in the time.
Do you have this in order for people to actually
Aquarius hedge.
It's not your chance. One moment, get to you. So please behave. Catherine is back. Welcome back. Questions I shot back. We never got back to you.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Sitting here,
Ground secure.
Yeah.
On to the
sitting here like boiling. Oh my gosh. For a second. It's just, I think like what hurts the most is like this is coming from women like
Switching
who
sides.
clearly don't have children or maybe don't
Search
want
and
children.
destroy.
No, but I don't understand it. Like especially when
Slam
she
the
was
charges and demolish
speaking,
the
I was like,
objectives.
yo, you're talking about something that I have no understanding about. Like, I don't know about you mamas on the panel, but I breastfed for 8 months, and that was the most sacrificial thing I've ever done. Like, every 2 hours, I was on demand.
Friendly UAV online.
My supply didn't stress.
Yeah, it's a
Moving this
totally
way.
thing. It is so crazy. Because like, just go to get formula. It's like formula, yes, can obviously keep your baby alive, but like
It's
you're
not
actually
even close to the breast milk.
nothing
Ready for
close
the
to
next
it.
one.
Not even close. And we should study that, Alpha.
well, mind you,
So
What is the most nutritious thing for our children, and how many nutrients are in human breast milk? It's
also another thing too is like my daughter, for
Search
example,
and destroy.
I tried 6 different formulas, and she spit up
Place the
each
charge.
of them.
Detonate the
One of them,
target.
she got like a really bad rash, and that was like 4 months because I was just like
Secure the device.
having some iffy supply around that time. And
So
actually,
fenugreek is a really good supplement, you guys. That helps boost your supply.
Well-
In case
Yes.
anybody in here is breastfeeding and you're starting, if you're struggling with your supply, find fenugreek. It's a wonderful supplement. It'll boost you right up. Anyway, okay, so Catherine,
yes.
how are you doing?
Planting at Bravo.
Have you gone to the Norman statement yet, by chance?
No, not yet. I've been super busy. I work from home, so I'm always busy. I got my little one at home all the time too. So I just saw you guys on again. I was like, oh, let me hop in here, and I was like, oh, I hopped in bad timing.
No, you're good questions, and you're listening, and then while you're, when you do have time, make sure you pull up that website and start taking it again. All the articles
Only you
of
remain.
tenets about Christianism.
I don't know how that's not a kill.
Can answer a lot of these questions too, but yeah, scripturally, biblically, all that, and then we're here
Point disarmed.
for you as well.
We lost that round.
So are you
Prepare for the next one.
Just a little bit. I'll go on mute so someone else gets on a little bit.
Okay, sounds good. We do have Aquarius Queen. Okay, Aquarius. I have 2 questions to start. What is your age and are you a Christian?
I am 22 and no.
Search and destroy.
Okay. Alright. And what are your thoughts?
Watch the objectives. Set up
I
security.
think that this is not a clean-cut answer. I think that in reality and the world that we live in, that abolishing abortion is just going to lead to the exploitation of children. I think that it is wrong to force someone to give birth to a child they don't want, because then the child, 9 times out of 10, will be abused.
So all those claims, Aquarius, I think those would be very difficult for you to like perfectly proved. But setting those aside, okay, let me just challenge that thinking a little bit. Because obviously we don't live in a utopian world. Okay, things are not perfect. Things are obviously broken in this world. Murder still happens, right?
The round is lost.
But we would not
Focus on the next one.
remove murder laws that protect you and I. Correct? Do you agree with that statement?
I do.
If we understand and know that murder is going to happen, and
Search and destroy.
but when they do get caught, there are consequences,
Defend the
and there
objective.
is such a thing called justice. And we ought to strive for those kind of things, right?
Cluster
What we're
mine
trying to
detected.
do here, Aquarius, is we are seeking
Flanking here.
for equal protection, equal justice to protect all of us equally, including the predators. And that is not the case while abortion still exists. So,
I just want to go into your thinking. So everything I said means nothing because we need to protect the unborn, not the ones that are already here. Because having abortion does protect them. Because honestly, there are things worse than death in life.
no, there is nothing worse than death.
You have experienced it then.
Well, be careful of being presumptuous of who you're talking to. Okay, I don't think there's any human being that exists that isn't going to suffer at some point.
Final
That is
minute.
a human experience. And I just want you to be really encouraged, okay, that we
So we
overcome.
should be okay with children suffering, is what you're saying.
Let me finish my thought. We overcome, we endure. Nobody wants children to suffer. Obviously, that wouldn't logically follow, Aquarius. If we're here advocating for life and protection, that children will be nurtured, loved, and protected, then that would only logically follow that we want this for all children. Okay, so we can do those
30
things at the same
seconds
time while we deal with something pretty urgent, and that is abortion. That's happening legally, Aquarius. It's happening
Like
under
you
the law.
said, though, we don't live in a utopia, right? We live in the real world where horrible things happen. And part of the horrible things happening is when people do not they don't get either they abuse those children,
Prepare for
they
the
go
next
into a
one.
system that traffics them and or abuses them.
What
So
system
you
is
saying all
that?
the women that abort their babies are all people? Well, it sounds like it to me. I reckon it's
Switching sides.
if they're their baby, they're going to abuse their
Search and
baby.
destroy.
Do you think that's...
I don't think that everyone is
Plant the
educated on
charges
what
and
abuse
demolish
actually
the
looks like.
objectives.
I think that neglect and emotional neglect is abuse, but it is not considered abuse widely within society.
So we're against abuse, we're against any injustice that would happen. The Christian worldview would be
Moving this
logically
way.
consistent with that.
What's the LMS? Active.
Your view for abortion, Aquarius, is not going to be consistent with what you just stated. It won't be. Because if you're
We're
worried
blending
about
as
abuse,
alpha.
guess what the ultimate abuse is a mother could do to her child?
Bomb planted. Set containment.
Murdering her child. Through abortion. That is the worst thing a mother could possibly do.
And that's the difference here, is because that's your belief, because science backs up that it's not murder, right? Because you can't murder something that doesn't feel, that doesn't think, that doesn't have autonomy, that doesn't have personhood.
It's not true.
Science doesn't make
That's
anything
your
else.
belief, though. You don't have anything to actually back it up.
Science.
I do, and I am demonstrating this in this conversation right now. I'm not trying to justify taking a life. I'm not being humanized.
All stations, target detonation confirmed. Sending in a team to recover personnel. Round secure. On to the next. Search and destroy. Place the charge. Detonate the target.
Because I've never been indoctrinated to be pro-choice. That is not how it works. It's not as like you said, we decide we're done with the indoctrination. Right? We don't.
You've won that round. Get ready for the next one. Switching sides. Search and destroy. Watch the objectives. Set up security. Friendly UAV on station. Hostile Mosquito is online. 1 minute remaining.
Right, yeah, and so hold on. Okay,
Enemy planted an
nobody's
Alpha.
negating the fact that there's evil.
It's down to you.
That there's
Finish
evil
the mission.
with bad things. Sorry, clear my throat. Anyway,
Surround the
nobody's
one.
negating that.
Focus on
That's
the
gonna
next one.
happen though, regardless if abortion exists. 1 sec, I gotta clear my throat.
It's proven that it happens a lot less with access to abortion. That being able to, yes, being able to have an abortion when you do not want a child has led to those children not being. But you have a child
Because
they did not
exist.
exist. Fertilization at Aquarius. Right, and by that
You
logic,
can't refute the fact.
by that logic, we are all women. Every man on the earth is women by that logic, right? Conception, you start out as a female.
No.
Yes, you do in science.
Aquarius. Oh my
Fucking
lord.
that's obviously
You
not
don't know
true.
science?
No, it's don't start off as a
That
woman.
is what biology says.
Conception, everything about that
Flanking
human
here.
being is determined in the DNA. We know
It
they
is
just
not.
don't have
We
the
also
proof.
as females, that's why men have nipples.
That doesn't mean
Okay.
This is propaganda. This is not. Tell us, you guys.
Wait, what did I miss? What did I miss? I'm so sorry. I got a phone call.
She's trying to tell us that she's not indoctrinated.
She's not indoctrinated.
This is going off of science. You are going off of indoctrination.
All men start out as women, and that's why they have nipples. Okay.
It is science.
That no, it's not.
Final minute.
No, it's not. No. Oh, listen. The
We lost
fertilization,
that round.
even the
Prepare for
sex,
the next one.
all that's determined. All past the growth of development.
Switching sides.
Determined.
Search and destroy.
That's biology.
It will all pan out through
Aquarius, I have a question for you.
develop.
Doesn't
need all
Hold on, Catherine. Okay, Catherine, how do you feel?
Biology is the basis of all human biology. Women are the basis of the human race. That doesn't even make any sense because the woman can't even have a baby without the man. And you're bringing up things that have nothing to do with what I say and telling me that I'm stupid.
All right.
That's ridiculous.
So hold on. Oh, I mean, the bigger question here, okay, because we could talk about the science and the biology and all the descriptive truths that we all know about pregnancy. But the bigger question here, Chris, that you need to answer is how is it that a mother can take an action to take the life of her healthy, living fetus in the womb and call that a moral thing to do?
Right, and I've already explained why it is the moral right thing to do. But to add to
No,
what
you
I
gave
said,
some claims. You gave claims that you're referring to that are not true. None of it's true because when I asked you,
1 minute remaining.
if we remove murder laws that protect each and every one of us. You agreed and said, no, we would not do that.
Only you remain.
So you're trying to make this
to protect something
absurd
that isn't
claim.
here.
Mission failed.
You're asking to, and I understand where the need to want to protect it comes from, but we do not live in a perfect world where we can supply resources effectively to every single freaking person.
That's also not true.
It's
That's
not
also
here,
not
though.
true. Nor is it
It's
relevant.
only not true because of people in power not allowing us to reallocate resources. But I mean, overall, if every single person had every single baby that they were ever pregnant with, you are still creating issues. You're creating poverty issues. You're creating. Yes, you are.
This is wild. This is wild. Okay?
What's wild
Because
is the fact that
what
y'all
you're trying to say
admit
is
that it
we're
is
not gonna
better
have
to
any
have a person
protection.
for society.
You have so many
this
claims,
is what you
Chris.
feel in your heart, right? This is what God wants you to feel.
Okay,
Right?
okay, you want to demonstrate that worldview? Let's go there. Okay, shall we? Where do your morals come from, Aquarius? Where are they coming from?
She left.
Oh, she ran. Okay. She ran away.
I was going to tell her, I know if she's here, but I was going to say that. Oh, what was I going to say? Dang it! She kept going on about different things.
Wait.
I get it. We all want to.
It's really just. I hope she can come back.
Well,
I find it funny when they like to say, "Oh, it's not here." Then where is it? Honestly, like here's I kind of talked about this yesterday. Like I can understand to a degree, not all the way, but like before I had my daughter, especially, I was more on like the pro-choice, and then once I went through it, it's like I went through my pregnancy with her, to giving birth and all that. I mean, it really my whole pregnancy brought me to God, and I never grew up in a faith-driven home. I mentioned that yesterday too. So, but at the end of the day, like, for example, like me and my partner, he knows, like, I tell him all the time, I'm like, hey, look, we have one, but like, if I get pregnant again, like, just letting you know, I'm not ever getting a baby. So I think these are conversations that women need to be having with their partners. With who they're
we need to abolish it. This is why the law must be in place, Catherine. And that's what I was kind of getting at with you yesterday.
Yeah.
And I know that you're a newer Christian, and you're
I still don't agree with, because I was looking into the scriptures, and so like the biggest thing for me is just where I'm at in my journey. I'm still so much to learn. But in my journey, I feel like with some of the scriptures, it's a little because like you guys were mentioning it a little bit yesterday. I forget who was on the panel. She was bringing up some of the scriptures, and so because they're old scriptures and certain things where we're at in the world now weren't happening all the way back then, it gets a little confusing when you're reading it. In my personal view, so I'm still going through the reading of it.
know and trust that the divine revelation of God's word, right? That's what we refer to as His divine revelation. It's a special revelation. It is God breathed. That's what Scripture means in Hebrew. It means it's God breathed word. That it is timeless, ageless, and that even though in ancient times, things might have looked a little bit differently, different actors, different stages in the ancient times, but it still all applies today. This was all here for our sake. Right. And if you can just trust in that on this journey, then you're going to remain humble enough to come into this understanding of His word.
Where it's